Claw-Leon. This Wave 2 blade was originally the second ever balance type blade released in Beyblade X, with a focus in defense and attack. And while it was an extremely popular blade in terms of design and being based on a lion, it did have a hard time competitively in the Takara Tomy format. That being said, I would argue that with Hasbro's Stadium being different, Claw-Leon has a second shot to see some viability. Now you may be wondering what some good Claw-Leon combos are. Well, my laughing lions, you came to the right place because I, your Canadian Beyblade Boi ZeeBee, have come up with the list for the top 5 best Claw-Leon combos in Hasbro's Beyblade X. Currently, the only way to get the Claw-Leon blade is from the Claw-Leon starter pack from Wave 2, which has it in the 560 ratchet and point bit. The best ratchets for Claw-Leon are low 60 height ratchets like 5 and 960. You can experiment with other 60 height ratchets, it's just that I use 5 and 960 in my testing, and all my research in the tournament winning combos only seem to use those two. This video is sponsored by air, because without it, we wouldn't be able to breathe, thus meaning we couldn't play Beyblade. Before we get into the list, I wanted to give a shout out to the combo of Claw-Leon 360 Gear Ball. This is actually the most recent Claw-Leon combo to see a podium placement in a Beyblade X tournament, with A. Howie using it in their deck with Phoenix Wing and Hell's Chain to place second in a World Beyblade Organization tournament back in October of 2024. Unfortunately, while I do make a lot of Beyblade videos, that doesn't mean I have every part or Beyblade. Gear Ball is one of those parts I do not have, and as a result I wasn't able to test this combo myself, but the least I could do was give it a shout out so that bladers with these parts available could try it out, because it being the most recent Claw-Leon combo to place while in a tournament is no small feat, even if it was 3 months prior to the making of this video. At number 5, we have Claw-Leon 560 Gear Point. This is pretty much like the stock Claw-Leon combo, but with more gears on the bit. The 560 ratchet works well with Claw-Leon, which makes sense since it was released with the blade, and both the blade and ratchet have 5 sides. The 560 ratchet gives the blade using it better stamina and defense, and the gear point bit gives the blade a stationary or aggressive movement depending on the angle. However, in my testing, it felt more stationary compared to the regular point bit. That being said, the gear-like design of this bit allows Claw-Leon to pick up a lot of speed when hitting the rail, which could mean bigger hits or a self-knockout, which makes it more risky than the regular point bit. That being said, Claw-Leon 560 point is pretty solid, with it even having a second place finish in a World Beyblade Organization tournament, with Cosmo Dragon using it in their second place team with Tail Viper and Sting Unicorn. In my testing, I had Claw-Leon 560 Gear Point face off against Chain Incendio 960 Ball, which is what I would consider the best stamina combo for Chain Incendio. Honestly, the Claw-Leon blade in the smaller Hasbro Stadium works decently well. I would compare it to a weaker version of a dagger-drawn blade, with 5 sides instead of 6, which would hurt in the bigger Takara Tomy Stadium, but in the smaller Hasbro Stadium, Claw-Leon is able to hit just hard enough to do fairly well consistently when it comes to knocking out opponents, with Claw-Leon getting the knockouts needed to win against Chain Incendio. The cheapest way to get the gear point bit to be able to build this combo is from the Sting Unicorn booster pack. Overall, I was surprised how well this combo did, though to be fair, I'm surprised how well all the combos in this video did. Gear point is actually pretty interesting. I'm starting to see a bit of an increase of use with all the gear type bits lately. Maybe one day there will be a release that really pushes gear into the forefront. At number 4, we have another gear bit combo, this time being Claw-Leon 560 Gear Flat. This combo focuses on Claw-Leon's attack capabilities, with the gear flat bit being one of the fastest bits in the game, though like with all gear type bits, there is an uncontrollable nature to it due to the amount of speed it picks up when hitting the rail. This combo also has tournament success, with A. Howie once again winning second place in a World Beyblade Organization tournament using Clawleon 560 Gear Flat in their deck with House Scythe and Unicorn Sting. Perhaps A. Howie is the Clawleon Gear Master. In my testing, I had Clawleon 560 Gear Flat face off against Scythe Incendio 960 Ball, which is in the upper echelon of stamina type combos. Clawleon on the Gear Flat bit was able to easily take out Scythe Incendio, which isn't that hard to do for an attack type in the Hasbro Stadium, but this does confirm that the Clawleon blade can work well as a solid attack type blade in the Hasbro Stadium. The cheapest way to get the Gear Flat bit is from the Roar Tyranno booster pack. You can also get it in the more expensive but just as important Soar Phoenix Deluxe String Launcher set. Overall, Clawleon on the Gear Flat bit showcases the offensive capabilities of the Clawleon blade, and in the Hasbro Stadium, an aggressive Clawleon build may be the way to go. At number 3, we have Clawleon 560 Point. It may be a bit surprising to see a stock Clawleon combo on this list, especially with the reputation the blade has in the Takara Tomy format. Despite that, Clawleon 560 Point is actually the most successful Clawleon combo in the World Beyblade Organization, even seeing a first place podium spot with Guy 381's deck also featuring Sword Drawn and Kill Shark, though looking at the combos it does seem like it was a while ago. So I made sure to test it out like I do with every other combo, but I had it face off against the very powerful Soar Phoenix 960 Ball, which is a very strong stamina type, but with it being the Hasbro Stadium, the rite of passage for an aggressive combo is to see if it can get the knockouts needed to win, and Clawleon on point was able to do just that, plus an extra just for added measure. Also, with the point bit being capable of spinning longer than attack type bits, Clawleon can also act like a mobile defense type, though I didn't test it on camera. The fact that it's the most successful Clawleon combo in Beyblade X has the capability of taking out high tier stamina types and is just a stock combo makes Clawleon 560 Point number 3 on this list. At number 5, we have Clawleon 560 Taper. This combo is my personal favorite Clawleon combo. It's like the stock combo, but with a bit more aggression. The Taper bit gives Clawleon speed comparable to an attack type bit, but with more stamina. While not as much stamina as Point, it's enough to let it outspin attack types with super aggressive bits that have low stamina. Plus, the speed and added offensive capabilities Tapers brings makes up for it. Clawleon 560 Taper also has some tournament success as well in the World Beyblade Organization, seeing a couple of second place finishes. Clawleon 560 Taper also performed very well in my testing, where I had it face off against one of my favorite punching bags, Sting Unicorn 960 Orb, which is a high tier stamina combo that won Hasbro's Beyblade X Spain National Championship in 2024. Clawleon easily got the 4 points needed to win the match with 2 knockouts. The cheapest way to get the Taper bit to build this combo is by getting the Steel Samurai booster pack. Overall, if I were to use Clawleon, whether it be in the Takara Tomy or Hasbro Stadium, Clawleon 560 Taper would be my go-to. The Taper bit allows it to work as a mobile defense type against low stamina attack types, and the Taper bit is aggressive enough, especially in the Hasbro Stadium, to work like an attack type as well. Plus, it gets a bias buff for being my favorite Clawleon combo, so it gets the number 2 spot on this list. At number 5, we have the combo that made me look at Clawleon differently, and actually see it as a viable option in the Hasbro Stadium. Clawleon 960 Flat. This is an attack-type Clawleon combo that uses the 960 Ratchet for its burst resistance capabilities, plus the added stamina never hurts. The flat bit is what brings out Clawleon's fangs as an attack type, being the baseline attack type bit in Beyblade X, holding a high spot ever since its release. It's fast, can extreme dash, and doesn't have too little stamina where it's a flash in the pan, like with bits like Gear Flat or Low Flat. Plus, it's an extremely rare Clawleon combo to not only win first place in a World Beyblade Organization tournament, but to do so in a modern meta. Soulburner from the World Beyblade organization used Clawleon 960 flat in their tournament-winning deck during the summer of 2024, with their team also consisting of Soar Phoenix and Cobalt Drake, beating Surfuss's team, which had Beat Tyranno, Sting Unicorn, and Wand Wizard, which is a team that would be considered strong even today. I am usually very wary of testing blades that are considered outdated against Wand Wizard because of how powerful the wizard is, but I really needed to see if Clawleon 960 flat had what it takes to be the ultimate underdog. So in my testing, I had it face off against Wand Wizard 960 Ball, which is the #1 stamina combo in Beyblade X. Clawleon was actually able to get the match win fairly easily, but there was one match that was a bit iffy, but after some consulting, that win would still have gone to Clawleon. But just to be sure, when I was recording, I didn't count it, and Clawleon was still able to get another knockout to close the match. Clawleon really showed its stripes to me when in an attack combo. I would say this is like a weaker Daggerdrawn in terms of attack, but it's still able to get the job done. Plus, it's not like Daggerdrawn is a bad blade, so being comparable to it, even if it's a bit worse, is still great considering that in the Takara Tomy format, Clawleon is considered bad. The Hasbros smaller stadium really allows Clawleon's usually light barrage attacks to be just enough to get a consistent knockout. The cheapest way to get the 960 Ratchet is from the Roar Tyranno booster, but the alternative that is still great is the Soar Phoenix Deluxe String Launcher set. And the cheapest way to get the flat bit is from the Sword Drawn Starter Pack, though if you are willing to spend a bit more money, you can get the Tail Viper Sword Drawn Dual Pack, which is a better value for money in my opinion. Overall, Clawleon 960 flat is a huge indicator to the difference that the Hasbro Stadium makes, and this is a combo that got a really massive buff from the smaller sized stadium, acting almost like a 5-sided Daggerdrawn. There you have it, the top 5 best Clawleon combos, and honestly, I am really impressed, and I hope the Clawleon enthusiasts can get a kick out of using some of these combos in the Hasbro format. I was a bit shallow with my Ratchet selections, so I would love to hear your personal favorite and best Clawleon combos. Thank you everyone for your support and patience. I know it has been a while since my last YouTube video, but I had to deal with some personal stuff this week, which kept me from making any videos. Special thanks to G Thieves for recommending Clawleon for this video. If you would like to recommend a blade for me to do a top 5 on, be sure to comment your requests down below. I have a list that I'm going through and the next one is Horn Rhino, so stay tuned for that. I would also like to give a special thank you to my first ever channel member, Chrome Hustler. I completely forgot I even had a channel member option, but thank you Chrome Hustler from the bottom of my heart. Stay tuned until after the outro for the full battle footage featuring the combos mentioned in this video. But anyways, if you liked the video, hit the like button, or don't, I'm not the boss of you, but be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get updated whenever I upload. Until next time, see ya! Bye!